Welcome to the 10th Robotic Surgeons Council meeting of India. I see some of the witnesses who were kind enough to present right from the very first meeting we had in Mordia. And I was just analyzing that what makes these activities worthwhile. And I got to the answer that it's the intensity of the purpose. And intensity of purpose needs a momentum. And that momental force is you guys who patronize and come leaving your important assignments for the meeting. 10th meeting is the second destination meeting which Foundation is organizing. And I take this opportunity to welcome Professor Ravikant, Director and CEO of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Rishikesh, Mrs. Kant, Beena Kant, who in her own right is a surgeon entitled to participate in this meeting. And don't think that breast has no application of robotics. First time from Apollo Chennai, in the beginning, somebody called me and said, I'm a breast surgeon and I have used robot to clear the axillary clearance. And my number of lymph glands have gone up. So, I also welcome Intuitive's team led by Steve, friend Zamal and Mr. Singh in their new incarnation role in this meeting. And thank them for giving a reason in terms of Da Vinci for us to meet here and debate. Robotic Surgeons Council meeting, I am in perfect communication with you and through our website and otherwise, and you know on what philosophy we are working. We started at a time when it was very difficult to request surgeons in 2012 to take time out because everybody said we will never have a robot with us and it's wastage of time. At every cost, we got the surgeons and piled up 300 people at the first Vattikuti Global Robotics meeting in 2012. Credit to the strong 35 faculty I brought from United States and all over the world. That set the pace of robotics in this country. They showed the possibilities. And before that, we had a road show where we flew to 6 cities to actually live demonstrate robotic surgery and address public lectures. Since then, we have been on a crescendo, and deliberately we closed our eyes for the quality because we needed some people to be present here and ignored the quality, and we did have to face some very pungent comments from the visitors that, look, this is all garbage. It didn't hurt me because that was part of the process. You have to cross some ugly steps before you lead to the rosy thing. I'm happy to say, by and by, it is 40% is the acceptance rate of the submissions. 60% we ruthlessly knock off. Still, we have not reached to that level of what we would like to have. So it may be a very unpleasant information. Foundation would continue to tighten the screw on quality. We don't care for the numbers. Some disciplines have 1 or 2 persons, but it's the quality. And I have a very strong reason for that. It is not the ego that I'm friendly with few people and call them. The reason is the process of surgical undertaking have 2 important components. One of them is creation of knowledge, which people would be confident to practice. And second is dissemination of knowledge. Dissemination part is intuitive surgical's responsibility. How they coax the surgeons to come, how they bring. Foundation will take a tight role on B2B, what we call creation of knowledge. To give an evidence-based knowledge from the experts. And when you talk of evidence, we are going to talk in the training session, when you talk of the evidence, it's not what I feel, it is how much your work is being accepted by others to replicate. And the best example is Mani Menon. Whether it's a Vattikuti Institute prostatectomy, or it is the partial nephrectomy, or it is the kidney transplant work of Rajesh Ahlawat, the endorsement comes when other centers recognize your work, published work. And that's the path we are going to follow. So I tender an apology if you are disappointed with your submissions in the next RSC. Please pardon me. It would never be a closed meeting, but yes, the participation would be for those who produce a hard evidence. They may be 1, 2, or 4, or 20. Organization of this meeting is not a one-man show, and I would say that I must acknowledge at this point in time the tremendous work done by our logistics team in India, led by Vinod, Madhvi, Rekha, Anil. They have done a tremendous job, and a flawless transportation. It's no small job or a meaner job to get people from all nooks and corners of the world to not a directly connected place. Organizing the venue, dealing with the situation, and at the same time I would be failing in my duty that if I don't mention my people in foundation in Detroit, Michigan, Southfield, and they are led by Shannon, Preeti, Dave, Teresa. They all have worked tirelessly, and it takes almost 4 to 5 months to work for a meeting to come to a final conclusion, because it's a pretty democratic process. Ultimately, every democracy functioning democracy has to end in a dictatorship. That element I own. Without wasting much of time, I would now, it's my very pleasant duty to welcome Professor Ravi Kant to say a few words of wisdom, because in him I find an ideal combination with a befitting status to address this body of young surgeons. He is a surgeon, he is a great organizer, he is an educationist, and we look forward to hear you, sir. Thank you very much.